So, we had game 1 of the Eastern Conference semifinals, and as we all expected, the Knicks against the Heat. And here's Gabe Vincent making its splash as he was off to a hot start here in the first quarter in the Garden, and the same goes for RJ Barrett, who after a horrific start to the playoffs has had one hell of a continuation and has played really well and much better than probably all of us expected in a way. And the Knicks, of course, started off really well, and Josh Hart here with the spin move and the putback from Hartenstein as the Knicks had a lead here and there, and it felt like they were a much better team here in the second quarter, but the Heat were still in it and were right there, but of course the Knicks just didn't gain enough separation, and this pace really boded well for these older guys on the Heat. And as you could see, it was Kevin Love making its splash, it was Kevin Love making these touchdown passes. Those outlet passes never get old from Kevin Love. That's what he does, man. That's just what he does. He had like 3 of those tonight, and it was spectacular. As here, halfway through the fourth, Josh Hart gets it blocked, but it's of course goaltended, so it's a 3-point game here. And Jimmy Butler has the ball, and he gets fouled, but he twists his ankle. And it looked really bad, man. It looked really bad. But he stayed in the game, of course, even though on one leg he did. And Gabe Vincent made it splash, should have been an and one. And he was spectacular tonight. And the same goes for Kyle Lowry, who turned back the clock tonight with fade away here to give the Heat a 10-point lead, and it was over. And what was weird is that the Knicks didn't attack Jimmy Butler at all when you saw him get injured. They just didn't attack him. They just let him be out there, do whatever. And RJ Barrett even called off a screen, called for a screen when Jimmy Butler was on him, and you could see that he was really limping on that leg, man. And they still didn't do anything to just abuse him on defense, but Jimmy toughed it out. What a player he is. What a just competitor he is. And Jimmy just has so much respect for Jimmy. And he had 25, 11, 4, and 2. Still a really good game from him. Hopefully the ankle is all fine for game 2, as it would really suck if Jimmy Butler was injured for any games in this series, but it looked rough, so we'll see how he feels tonight, because of course you can tough it out on the pure adrenaline, but otherwise, we'll see. Bam with 16 and 8, he played a solid game, especially defensively. Gabe Vincent, like I said, was phenomenal, 20 and 5. Kyle Lowry off the bench with 18, 5 and 6, turned back the clock. And they didn't turn the ball over, which really helped, and it offset, thankfully for them, the rebounding. The difference were rebounds and turnovers, of course, they kinda even out, and the 3-point shooting. The Knicks just couldn't hit anything from the outside. They were getting a lot of open looks. Obi Toppin took 11 3-pointers, which I think is too many. That's too many for Obi Toppin, in my opinion, but yeah, he did. Jalen Brunson was kinda neutralized. 5 turnovers, 25, 5 and 7. They were able to put more size on him, just get the ball out of his hands more, make him make tougher decisions. With Jimmy, of course, with Max Strus, Gabe Vincent, Caleb Martin. All these guys did a really good job on Jalen Brunson, and overall they did a good team-wide job, as they took away more of his action, made it tougher to get to his favorite spots, even though he still made a lot of buckets, right? Because Jalen Brunson is just really good. He couldn't make the 3-pointers, which were the difference in the end. Josh Hart, the same. Couldn't knock down any of his threes. And overall, it's just all about the 3 balls in this game. We'll see if they fall in game 2. I would expect them to. I think the Knicks will win game 2. And we'll see if Jimmy plays, of course. And we'll be headed tied into Miami.